Inside Abeokuta, Ogun State, the Gateway State as it is known, Abeokuta is the capital of Ogun State and it literally means under the rock in English. Its population reached over 500,000 in census of the year 2006. Abeokuta is a city of calm and pleasant perspectives, a city of many laughter and beautiful dark skins, a city of many markets. As of today, Abeokuta is the biggest city in Ogun State. To reach the highest point of the city, atop the rock of Olumo. Olumo Rock from its base is 137 meters above the sea level. Abeokuta, the capital city of Ogun State, actually derived its name from this rock. Climbing the rock is in two ways, either through the panoramic view elevator or by the staircase, whichever way will get you to the peak of the rock. Lishabi Garden. The Lishabi Garden was named after one of our past warriors called Lishabi Abeokuta, one of the warriors that fought for the Egbas to gain the freedom when they were under the old Oyo Empire. Two trees dominate this place. First is the flamboyant tree, the producer of the long pod with seeds inside, and when it's dried up and you shake it, it makes a sound sheke sheke. That's why it's called pansheke in Yoruba land. It sounds as a natural musical rattle for children, nursing mothers, and cultural dancers to play with. Second is the dongoyaro tree. English calls it neem, and the botanical name is Azadirachta indica, derived from an Hausa phrase meaning the tall boy because of the virtue of its height. These are very common in the savannah land of the northern part of Nigeria. The leaves are very medicinal. If you cook it as herbs and drink, it cures malaria. People come to this garden for relaxation, picnics, birthday parties, and so on. This is where they offer sacrifice to the deity of Olumo. Olumo Rock is an historical monument as well as a symbol of Egba unity, because under this rock the Egba people took refuge during the intertribal war, and after the war the rock has become a deity. That's why they worship this rock yearly and offer sacrifice with a big black cow on every 5th of August. On the day of festival, the sacrifice preceded by beating of traditional drums and at the same time booming of guns by the hunters to let people know that the festival has begun. During that time, the paramount ruler of Egbaland will pray here for the whole nation and for the entire people of Egbaland, also for those climbing this rock so that they will not fall. No record of casualties since when they have been climbing this rock. People that believe in tradition will be here to seek for wealth, children, money, and after their prayers have been answered, they will come back with the pledges here as a thanksgiving to the God Almighty and to Olumo Rock that interceded for them. That is why they refer to this rock as Olumo Abelowu, Abelomo, Abeloro, meaning a deity that you can pray through for money, children, wealth, and every other good thing. Only two people can enter this shrine, the chief priest and the paramount ruler of Egbaland, while others stay outside and say amen to their prayers. The grave is the resting place of Chief Sonny. Chief Sonny was the Osi of Itoko. We have the Itoko community at the back here, while the Osi is the chief sitting on the left-hand side of the king inside the palace. In those days, when the chief dies, they bury him at the back of his house as a tradition. Families are still there up till today. This is where they hid or took refuge during the intertribal wars. There was a time when the Egba people were having oppressions and depressions from the ancient Oyo Empire. At that time, they were looking for independence. They decided to leave where they were residing then and settle down in the environment. That was in 1830. Not quite long they settled here. Another intertribal war cropped up between the Egbas and the Dahomey, now the Republic of Benin. So they were looking for a place to hide. They consulted the Ifa oracle and Ifa said they should come and hide here. Adagba was the person that discovered this place. Adagba was a great hunter and a farmer. This place was a thick forest and jungle then, and it was only the powerful people that could come here to do anything. But when Ifa said they should come and hide here, he now invited others to this place, and they were here for years. During that time, they constructed 5 good rooms here with mold, but 4 has collapsed and it remains only 1. This was where they grind and pound their food items, and as they were grinding, the spot was getting deeper. After the war, they constructed the Ifa oracle again, whether they should go back to where they came from. First said no, they should stay here, that this is where their sufferings and wanderings has ended. That is the meaning of Olumo. Ibi ni wahala ati damu aye wa mo si. When they were here, the enemies could not see them, and when they were on top of the rock, they could see the enemies from afar. They will lay ambush and kill them. After the war, people asked the Egba people where they were or hid during the war. They said we hid under the rock. That is where the name Abeokuta originated from. Abeokuta means beneath the rock or under the rock. So welcome to the original Abeokuta. These are the sculptures representing our past warriors that fought for us during the war. The standing heads represents those that survived the war, while the buried heads represents those that didn't survive the war. Now, this is the ancient route where the elevator was made. This is where the ancient settlers were using to get to the top of the rock. It is a natural passage and people still take it, but it's a little bit challenging and difficult for those that have phobia for heights. Though it is very adventurous and not too scary because we have some steps there. But alternatively, you can use the staircase or lift that will take us to the peak of the rock.
Everyone, this is Olumo. As you can see, we are climbing the rock. We are going on top of the rock now. So, come along. Yeah.
Olumo Rock from the base is 137 meters above sea level. The name Abeokuta gets its origin from the Olumo Rock. Olu means God, Mo means molded, Olumo means God molded.
No, your hands are shaking. Like you are scared. I'm not going again. Akuri,
Right now, I'm freaking
I can't
scared.
climb.
I'm freaking
I can't
scared.
climb. I don't think I can climb this.
Yeah, come, crawl.
I don't think I can.
Let me come out.
It was built in 1844 by Henry Townsend. Did you say that before that many years ago? Do the math now. Do the math now.
My, you're